Hey Pisces, welcome back. This is your very late weekly reading. I'm still not feeling 100%, but I really was super excited to get your videos out. So I'm just going to go about it slowly. Um, I'm choosing you to go first this week, Pisces, because you had the most viewed video from whenever the last time I did these videos was, like over a week ago. So thank you very much for watching, subscribing, liking. Your number one spot for today. So let's see what the cards have for you, and we will go from there. You have to excuse my coughing once in a while. So rude, right? Okay, we've got the Three of Pentacles coming out and the Fool. Three of Pentacles in this deck always to me is something about someone being like a shining star that kind of outshines others. This is typically in like a work environment where there's some level of competition between people. But this person certainly stands out, and I feel like this person is you. I feel like the work that you're putting in within this group is above it all. You see there's this golden coin here, and you see how that stands out from all the rest, right? I get this feeling though that you're not entirely happy with it, like any struggling artist, right? Is like, I could do better, I could add a little more of this or a little more of that as well. The Fool card symbolizes breaking out on something new, kind of that wild abandon. I'm just getting like soar like an eagle, high as an eagle, something about eagles here in this picture, and new opportunities. And this is something where, it's similar to this decision or this venture that you're pursuing as somewhat of stepping off the cliff, but you're not scared. You're kind of just like, F it, I'm going for this, okay? Let's see what else comes out here. Yeah, it's like you've got nothing to lose is how you're feeling. Like you're feeling victorious. I don't know if you might have gotten some accolades in a work situation, and people noticed that you were putting out more, but you're certainly feeling victorious about this. Next up, we have the Knight of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Interesting, because this Knight of Wands is coming towards you. It's funny. It's like this Knight of Wands knows what he wants. He's coming towards you. He knows where he's going. He sees something about a fiery passion in you. There's something in you that's like a spark. It's like very passionate. I'll just say that you're feisty or something, right? Or you're just very eye-catching. But it's interesting. While he's looking at you, you're not even noticing him. I think you're so wrapped up in whatever this was back here with work or a new project that you're doing or you're working on or something like that, that you don't even notice him. This is somebody, I think, who's been watching you for a while, because I kind of get this feeling like they've manifested this coming together, or at least approaching you, right? And it's swift. The Knight of Wands, can be like a fire energy or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius type energy. But I just get the feeling that they see something in you that's also quite fiery and quite passionate. The Five of Pentacles comes out beside the Hermit, and they're walking towards the Hermit here. And so whenever I see this Five of Pentacles, it always reminds me that you've been through a difficult or a challenging time, but it's like the end is near for you. Like the end is in sight is what I'm hearing. And you're kind of coming in from outside of the cold. So it's not all as lost sort of situation. That's not to say that this hasn't been a struggle, and kind of like, that expression, walking uphill both ways, is kind of the feeling that I got. With the Hermit, we've got this kind of quiet contemplation. This is kind of going off by yourself to kind of think about things, think about what you really want. It's interesting that the two majors are the Fool and the Hermit right above and below each other. And so I think in order for you to make this decision, you did take some time and kind of go within and listen to your intuition. We've got the little owl up there, and just reflect. It's very good energy, but it's just more that solitary I need time to think right now energy. Temperance is coming out next, which is beautiful because it really does talk about balance. And I'm really being drawn to, one eye being open. And I think this has to do with perspective as well. You know how you can close one eye, leave the other one open, and then you switch eyes and your perspective is completely different, right? I kind of get that feeling here. So I think this time away, whatever was, this struggle here, time away kind of gave you a different perspective and brought things into balance. And made you feel more stable somehow, even though the situation to others may not look entirely stable. It might look risky. Yeah, exactly. So now you've got the Nine of Pentacles coming out, and this is all about success. This is about someone who's gotten everything that they've ever wanted on their own, okay? So they can provide for themselves. They're comfortable in their own skin. They like to enjoy the finer things in life. They worked hard for this, okay? And this Wheel of Fortune coming up next too is kind of like, take your pick. What do you want? Like, I think you've had all of these things that you could choose from, and the world is kind of your oyster is what I'm hearing, and you can choose what you wish. And it's pointing to the house. And so that could be, anything about foundations or, being established. It could potentially even literally mean buying a home for yourself, because of this whole transitionary period. I think I saw death come out at some point on the bottom of the deck. I didn't say anything. It was somewhere in here. But again, that can speak of a transformative experience that needed to happen so that, new growth could occur. But it's a gentle change. Like, it's something that had to come to an end. It's not kind of like uprooting your life like the Tower so much, right? And we've got the Star on the bottom here. So that talks about healing. Coming into your own is what I'm hearing as well. So whatever this is fantastic. It feels honestly like more career orientated right now, but with that Knight of Wands coming in towards you, somehow, let's actually clarify that right now. I might keep the readings a little bit shorter just so that I can do more with the energy that I have on reserve. Let's see here. Tell us more about the Knight of Wands, please. What's this Knight of Wands energy doing in here? It's like top secret. I mean, it's not like this person's keeping it a secret because they're coming in. And like I said, it is fairly swift. I mean, that cat's hanging on to the back of his pants like it's going to fall off, right? So this person is, how do I say, like a hold on to your hat kind of person. I don't know if you guys know what that means, but I have all these little expressions that I use, and they're so, like, especially if there's generation differences, like people are a lot younger, it's like, what the heck are you talking about? But even so, they're a bit eccentric at times, so I apologize if they're like that, if they're a bit out there. I'll try to think of another way to say it. I just keep hearing hang on to your hat. So it's almost like, I just feel like I'm hearing quick out of the gate. Like they're going to take off, like ready or not, they're taking off. So you better hang on because they're moving, they're going. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to take that because I don't even know what it was. It popped up and flipped out. And it flipped over. Sorry. God, am I going to have to pull another deck? The Two of Swords. Interesting. This is talking about trying to get something done without knowing all the information to me in this card here. This is about trying to take aim with something and not knowing where it's going to land. I think this person is a little bit nervous because they're not entirely sure how you're going to receive this. And again, just the energy that I get throughout this reading, you're not actually really even focused on that. I think you're more focused on yourself and your career, and your comforts and things like that, and balancing you out more so than, worried about, potential love relationship coming in. Yeah, the Devil. Tell us more about the Devil, please. I just heard damned if I do, damned if I don't. Okay. So the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Queen of Swords, and the Nine of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. Gosh, this is like a second reading in here. Tell us more about the Devil was the question. I get the feeling that you may have cut this person out in the past because we've got the Queen of Swords in here. I'm just taking what jumps into my mind first, right? And to me, this Queen of Swords is someone who is beautiful. And I know that you're not an air sign. I don't know if you've got air in your chart or you just have these qualities. I'm going to try to focus less on signs, honestly, because it's more about what is within you that represents here, right? I'll describe more. I'm going to try to describe more energies versus actual signs from here on in. I might mention it briefly, and if I get feedback in the comments, stating one way or the other, you like it, don't like it, I'll modify for that. But in the meantime, I feel like you are this Queen of Wands. And if you didn't cut them out before, they might be someone who just sees you this way. Again, that fiery side of you, right? Where you mean what you say and you say what you mean. But I think you're also very gentle about it. Like, I don't think you're a harsh person, or you weren't harsh towards this person. There's something very elegant and very refined about you, but you will speak your mind. You will tell the truth is what I'm getting here. Because it's interesting when I got the Queen of Swords here. Coming next is the Nine of Cups and the Eight of Swords. This Nine of Cups energy really feels like, again, what you've been going through up here. It's more of that quiet contemplation and, things that you've been working on and culminations, that sort of thing. And just from this card, I really get a sense of emotional contentment from this. The Hierophant, I really feel like, again, either this relationship has taught you something if you were involved in it in the past, or it is going to teach you something. There's something that you two are going to learn from coming together or from having been together. There's a strong connection here with the Lovers. I mean, it does speak to choices. And again, I just kind of feel like this is a past energy. I really do. I feel like this is something where you guys were connected before and they're coming back. As I feel like there was a really strong connection there, but choices had to be made. And I'm wondering if you had to focus more on yourself versus this other person. And I think at one point you were feeling quite a bit of a bind over this. I think you felt trapped and didn't know which way to go. But again, when I look back in here and I see this contemplation, being out in the cold and that sort of thing, and kind of coming into the Nine of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune sort of thing, there is a sense that, the time you took away from this and spent on yourself was well worth it. And perhaps this person has caught wind of this and they're coming in for a second chance. In fact, I think I might name that. Well, but it's really like an offshoot. I mean, they are part of this picture, but I feel like this is more about you coming into your own. Let's get some oracle cards on here and see. Just give us a direction about. We've told the story, but what are the potential messages for you? Like, what are you supposed to take from this story? Loyal Heart and the Fates on the split there. Happy Loyal Heart. Okay, what messages are you supposed to learn, or what messages are supposed to come from this? Yeah, I feel again like there was choices that had to be made in this connection and in your career, or you had to choose between one of the two. And I think there is temptation on both sides. Like, I think when you kind of wait it out, it's just like, well, if I choose this, I could be offered this. Like, I just heard the devil's in the details as well. I don't know if you felt like you were really wrapped up in the details or what have you, but yeah, like on one side it's got like that sweetness and that kind of, how do I say, that richness. Something was like decadent almost, right? This devil is showing you that. And on the other hand, there was this financial gain. right? And again, this is where I kind of feel the decision was made between a relationship and potentially your pentacles, right? Because there are a lot of pentacles in this reading, like more than cups for sure. Like it feels very pentacle based, this reading, this message. So what other messages does Pisces need to hear for this go round? Chop wood. So another card about career and getting to work on things. Yeah, I think that part of you had been asleep for some time, I'm getting, and it was time to fire that back up. It was time to get to work and follow your passions, I'm hearing. That was really important to you as well. Come to the edge. There was some element of risk involved in this. I feel that the risk came from potentially cutting out this relationship. And granted, I'm not saying it's been long term, but I feel like it was kind of newer. I don't think you'd been together a super long time. But it's the risk of making the choice for that, like the love of what I do versus, you know, potentially the feelings for this person. But also I think you're taking a risk in a career as well. Okay. Yeah. Any other messages here? Oh, goodness, surely there must be more for you today, Pisces. So quiet. The energy's very quiet. It's really calm around here today, actually. Which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all. The weather's kind of balmy, rainy. To the sea. Funny when I just said it's rainy. Here and now. Yeah, something definitely went to the sea. And I feel like this for you. I feel like letting this person go was hard. And I do, again, I believe you took time out, you know, the hermit here, and go to the sea. I feel like you did reflect on this. You know, this wasn't easy, but you knew you had to go this way. But Spirit's saying they want you to focus on the here and now. And somehow that's coming out as important. It's important to remain focused on the present time. You know, the past has already occurred and the future is yet to be. The only moment we have truly is right now. And I think I say that in almost like at least one reading a week, right? Where, you know, 2 minutes, a minute from now, your entire life could change. Anything could happen, you know? So focus on the here and now. It's the only thing that really exists. There's why on the bottom of the deck. So I don't know if there's a part of you that's asking, you know, why with respect to this whole situation. But generally when that card comes out for me, it's one where just stop focusing on it. Stop focusing on the why and hashing and rehashing details and stuff. What's important is the here and now. Yeah, and everything happens for a reason, okay? So the universe had aligned, or the angels or God or, you know, whatever you hold dear, has aligned all of this in perfect timing, the way it's meant to happen. And so just trust is what I'm getting. You know, trust is critical in this situation. And I think you do. It's funny because I think this is just, if anything, confirmation for you, because you are taking that risk. You aren't scared. You're going for it, you know? And again, I feel like that's that fiery part of you that's just like, I hate using the F word too much. I don't offend people, but like, it's like, yeah, but I'm doing it. You know, I just keep hearing that. So I don't know if that's something that you would normally say a lot, but that's what's coming to my mind. Yeah, regeneration. Remember I talked about the death card being on the bottom of the deck earlier. This is regeneration for you, right? So this is something coming to life out of something different. That doesn't sound really great. What am I trying to say? It's basically like a natural disaster is what you're seeing here. We're seeing like a volcano, you know, spilling over, and it's red hot lava, but out of it comes this gorgeous tree that's actually quite cool. Like, I mean, like cold temperature wise, right? And the growth is just gorgeous. And so it's almost like from something that could be devastating and life changing, you know, life altering sort of thing, comes something so beautiful. I don't know if this is something to do with communication that you're working on. And we've got blessed coming out as well, right? So we always know there's divine intervention when we see that card come out. It's like, no worries. And again, that trust keeps coming up for me, an unfinished symphony under that. So it could be that this person coming in is something that is ready to be finished. Perhaps the two of you will reconnect because now you've spent some time working on yourself. And, you know, potentially this is why this person is coming into the reading, because once you do accomplish this for yourself, with yourself, by yourself, you know, it's like, okay, now it's time to go back to this thing or person, I shouldn't say thing, but person that you had to let go of, or an aspect of yourself it could be as well, you know. Time to finish that symphony, time to finish that lovely song. It's a beautiful little card. Again, I'm getting communication in here, so I'm feeling like there's some communication that needs to be done. Yeah, clean it up. I feel like this is in a direct relation to you having to leave this so that you could clean up aspects of your life and go for the things that you wanted, which is a really beautiful message, honestly, because that's what it's all about. You know, it's really hard to come together with a person in a healthy relationship if we don't have like a strong foundation, right? We've got the fates flipping up, as well as no place like home. I love this card. It's one of my favorites in this deck. So again, this is fated, right? Fated, blessed, serendipity. You know, all of these cards joining together tell us that this is fated. It was fated to happen this way. It had to happen this way. This was one for everyone's higher good. I believe this person, like I said in the beginning of the reading, has been manifesting you, has been waiting for this, that's for sure. And potentially the two of you are going to start a home together, or a foundation at least, where, you know, this is going to be the kind of life that I'm just getting that you want to come home to, that is going to be kind of your sanctuary at the end of a long day. It's going to be everything that you've always dreamed of. You know, you're feeling on top of the world is what I'm getting here too. Yeah, and then you can kiss this goodbye, this never-ending story. With being at the bottom of the deck, I really feel like you've broken a pattern here, especially with that regeneration card. Again, by investing in yourself, okay? By investing in yourself, and then potentially it looks like the two of you coming back together to form something else, okay? But I don't want the focus to be on that. I think the main takeaway here, like through the cards that I'm seeing, is really this is about you and the journey you've been on, and you should be so proud of yourself. Or if this hasn't come to fruition yet, you're going to be so proud of yourself, and keep going, you know, keep going, because this is a beautiful, beautiful path, gorgeous path. Okay, so I'm going to end it there, Pisces, in the spirit of keeping this week's a little bit brief, just to conserve energy so I can try to get everybody's done. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If it resonated, I always love seeing your guys' comments. It's amazing. And please do like, share, and subscribe so that we can continue to grow this amazing community. Take care. Bye for now, Pisces.